Who's the greatest comic book artist of all time? That's a pretty hard question to answer. But I've got a comic book right here illustrated by an artist whose name is definitely in the conversation. Let's take a look. Okay, what I have here is World's Finest number 246 from 1977. That puts this in the Bronze Age of comics. The artist was the one and only Neal Adams, and the writer was Bob Haney. Now, this is a key issue. It's the first appearance of Baron Blitzkrieg, but I really want to talk about the artist Neal Adams today. There's his signature right there. Like I said in the intro, there are some artists in comic books where their name always comes up when you're talking about the greatest of all time, and Neal Adams is definitely one of those artists. He is a prolific artist that started in the Silver Age and was really well known for drawing Batman. Some of his greatest work was done on Batman, and those are very, very collectible issues. But like you can see here, he did work on many other titles, including World's Finest, Action Comics, Brave and the Bold, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, Strange Adventures, Detective Comics, and more. The thing that I really like about Neal Adams is that you can easily recognize his art when you come across one of the comic books that he worked on. He was definitely ahead of his time in terms of the way he was drawing these characters for, the period that he was in. I think that's one of the reasons that he is so famous. He was really pushing comic book art forward, and especially in the Silver Age. Just the way he drew anatomy a lot more realistically, and the details he put into his characters, even like if you look at this character's arm right here and everything, like it's so anatomically correct, and he did great work on covers. Especially, I really love some of his covers are some of the best that there ever was, especially when you talk about Batman covers. So let's talk a little bit about his professional history. Neal Adams is probably best known for creating some of the definitive modern imagery of characters Superman, Batman, and Green Arrow. He began his career in 1960 working for Archie Comics in the Archie's Joke Book magazine. He was then hired by Warren Publishing. Adams' first published work for DC Comics was in 1967 in the title Our Army at War, and after his good performance, he moved on to work on other titles, like the ones I've already mentioned. He's also known for co-creating Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins, along with writer Dennis O'Neil. And, those are big parts of Batman lore, so that's pretty crazy. He also created Man Bat with Frank Robbins, and he created one of my favorite Green Lanterns, John Stewart, along with O'Neil as well. I would love to eventually get a Neal Adams signature in my collection. That's one thing I'm always hunting for, and if I do get one, you can bet for sure it'll be on the back wall behind me and you'll see it. So hopefully I do acquire one of those soon. But yeah, for those reasons, I just really love this comic book. I love any comic book where Neal Adams did the art, especially the cover. And I'm just super happy to have this book in my collection.